Good morning. I hope that everybody had a beautiful Halloween, Samhain, and Dia de los Muertos, which is today. I am filming this. I am very much in a morning bun, very much in pajamas, very much don't have my pimple patch on, but it's pretty much healing. So yesterday I did this beautiful ceremony with the Living Temple, which is a temple that is headed by some amazing women. And in their temple, so it's like they do virtual ceremonies, and I attended the ceremony in 2023, legit pretty much in the same vicinity. I mean, within steps of where I am right now, which is wild to me. I stayed at a cabin in 2023, not just to do the ceremony, but like trying to learn how to homestead in the desert. And now I'm back in the desert, and I attended the ceremony yesterday. And so something, spirit, I guess, was like, okay, share the tarot cards that you pulled, because part of the ceremony is what are we working on internally and bringing externally into the world. So I'm here with no makeup on, no concealer on. I didn't even moisturize yet, to kind of share these cards that I got. The cards want to be shared. So I pulled this actually on my live stream. This is the Magician, and I pulled 2 cards for the internal things that we're working on and 2 cards for the external things we're working on. So here's the Magician, and the Magician's message is the mythical guardian. Manifest what you need. You have the tools and potential to create magic in this world. Transformation through illumination. So that is something, if you're working on like internal stuff to really bring things out, that's one of the messages. So the second message for the internal is forward motion, 3 of light codes. And this is Izzy Ivy's deck, and it is, I think, a dragonfly. Very beautiful. And and it's the 3 of Wands in the regular like Rider-Waite tarot deck. So you are moving in the right direction. Stay true to your course. Dream bigger, which I struggled with during ceremony, because ceremony was about like speaking to our ancestors and those who crossed over, but there was definitely self-critical moments, and I have my journal from yesterday. And so I struggle with dreaming bigger because, I think, why me? I'm just this, So I wrote in big, like dream bigger, all caps. Open your wings wider. So this is for internal work, and I think it's very cool that it is a dragonfly, like open your wings wider. And if dragonflies mean something for you, I've been seeing so many things. I've been seeing hummingbirds. I had a rattlesnake, a gopher snake, a squirrel, a ground squirrel, lots of little like lizards, lots of little messages coming through this week ancestrally. So then I pulled for the external. How do we take things that we're working on internally, externally out into the world? And I have a cave. And interesting, like I shuffled my cards, and in these 2 cards are literally right next to each other in the book. So these cards have been shuffled multiple times and over the last few months. So 71, the 8 of Earth Guardians, the cave, which is the 8 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite. Start wherever you are. Find joy in your journey. Hone your skills. Create a focused container of devotion and discipline. And then personally, I wrote in parentheses boundaries, because when I even go to the grocery store, for example, it's really hard for me energetically to just be in a physical space. So learning how to get myself out into the world has been the challenge since 2020 for me. I don't know if anybody's feeling that, but between 2020 and 2021, it's like a light switch flipped, and I just became a true hermit. So when I saw cave as my external, I was like, well, maybe, Spirit is saying to just like continue to be a hermit, but it's finding that balance of while you're in the cave of like how can you put these boundaries, make these boundaries healthy, which is a very earthy card. So it's very practical boundaries. Like I can only, do this from this time to this time. I can only be around these people on this day of the week, that kind of stuff. The garden is the second recommendation for how we take this out externally. 9 of Earth Guardians, and that is the 9 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot deck. I really love her crown with flowers. It's just so pretty. Enjoy the fruits of your labor. So the 9 of Pentacles I like to call the Empress as well. She's like a empress in training. And the Empress card is about like enjoying the land, enjoying nature. Acknowledge your achievements, enjoy luxuries and relaxation, do nice things for yourself, harmony with nature and environment around you. And then part of the ceremony was like asking yourself for the next chapter, which for me, I realized how critical I was being because these cards are so nice to me today. And I was so mean to myself in ceremony. So I was like, I don't think there's a next chapter for me. And it was like the next chapter of accomplishments. So part of it was how can you be more eco-friendly in your life or in your business? And, I'm in the desert. I'm looking around. The challenge out here is water. I have no running water or electricity where I'm at. And so I have to take steps to charge my phone or get water that are my challenge for being eco-friendly. So and I also have a dry toilet. So those are the things that I'm like looking at, like, how do I take this forward? Like, what are the next steps if I want to actually homestead? Like, I'm gathering data basically. But for, people looking in daily lives, like, how do we weave? And that's a huge part of the ceremony was like weaving. So I think it's interesting that this card, literally, the description is weaving nature into your personal life, your work life balance, and permitting yourself to like appreciate yourself. What are you doing to appreciate yourself? How are you saying like kudos, like I'm doing work that's really cool? So I just wanted to share this reading because the ceremony was so good, and I'm probably going to mispronounce somebody's last name, but it was with Sarah Jenks and Kelly Tavernas. I hope I say that right. And I'm so sorry if I don't, but it just was such a big, I don't know, it was such a big, I'm going to show the cards again, the cave, the garden, forward motion with the 3 of light codes, and the magician that I pulled. So lots and lots of really cool stuff here, and I definitely think this is a very powerful year. And thank you for watching. And if you would like to schedule a reading with me, I do readings on all my scheduling on my beacons, which is the link in my bios and the link in these descriptions. And I'm just kind of like the 3 of activations is I am starting where I'm at. So, or the cave, starting where I'm at. I have been doing readings since 2015 professionally. I've been learning astrology since 2011. So I've had many years under my belt. I've done a lot of parties and group events, PR events, especially before 2020. I've done a few since 2020 after, like 2020, between 2020 and 2025. But I would like to kind of get more out there again. So this is kind of my external. I'm reaching out and being like, I do parties. Right now I'm located in Joshua Tree, California, but I do travel, and I will announce when and if I'm going to different places. I also do like live like events that I miss doing, which is like on stage comedy, like combined comedy, tarot, and astrology. So if you're looking for that kind of stuff, my links are all around, and I will not just have morning bun hair. Thank you so much. And yeah, I hope you had a profound time over the last week. We are heading into Mercury retrograde. It is going to be an interesting one. Don't be scared. It is about some big stuff. And I'll get more into that as we go along. So have a good one. Take care. Bye.